The Shatyayaniya Upanishad, presented by Svayam Prakash Sharma. Part 2, Conclusion. This is the concluding part, which continues with the characteristics of the sannyasi on his path to liberation. This part also discusses about the fate of those sannyasis who fall from their spiritual path of liberation, or those sannyasis who abandon the path of liberation. The Upanishad. O Brahman, these mendicant monks, these roving sannyasis appear as they were when they were born. They remain unclad. They do not wear clothes. They have gone beyond passion. They remain like trees. They have gone beyond greed. They have gone beyond delusion. They have gone beyond false pride. They have gone beyond pride. They have gone beyond envy. They have gone beyond I, me, mine, and egoism. They have discarded honor and dishonor. They have gone beyond blame and praise. And when they are cut down, they are like the trees. They do not complain, they do not cry. In this way, these wise men become immortal in this world itself while they are still living. This has also been reiterated in the following Vedic verse. Having taken leave of his kinsmen and son with goodwill, and not seeing them ever again, enduring the pairs of opposites, such as heat and cold, such as joy and sorrow and the like, and always staying calm and composed, the sannyasi shall turn eastward or northward and proceed on foot. He shall be equipped with the water vessel and staff. He shall only look up to a distance of 6 feet ahead of him. He shall maintain a choti or a tuft of hair, or he shall remain shaven-headed. He shall wear the sacred thread, the yagupavit. From now on, his family will be only his body. He shall subsist only on the alms which he receives, whether he has begged for them or whether he has not begged for them. He shall have a vessel made of clay or of wood or of gourd or made of strung leaves as originally provided. He shall be clothed with a garment made of hemp or of silk or of grass or a patched one, or made of deerskin or of leaves strung or unstrung. He should shave his head only at the junction of the seasons, when seasons change. He should not remove the hair from his armpits or from below. He shall never cut off his choti or tuft of hair. Only during the monsoon seasons of the year, 4 months of the year, shall he ever reside in a fixed place. This is the period when the innermost soul, the omnipresent Purush Vishnu, is asleep in the ocean of milk. During this period, the sannyasi should engage in the study of the scriptures. He should engage in meditation, and he should engage in samadhi. Then, when the god Vishnu rises from his sleep, for the remaining 8 months of the year, the sannyasi should move from one place to another. During the course of his journey, he may stay only for very short periods of time in a temple, in a hut where the ritual fire is kept, in the shade of a tree, or in a cave where he should stay without attachment and without inviting too much attention to himself. He should avoid arousing curiosity among the people. He should always remain calm like the fire when its fuel has been completely burnt out. He shall not give any trouble to anyone, nor should he cause any trouble for anyone anywhere. When he sees someone who is either equal to him or who is inferior to him, he shall never consider them as being different from him, but should consider them as his equal in all respects. If the sannyasi has realized that he himself is the Atma, which is non-different, which is the same as the universal soul or as the Param Atma, then what more can he wish for? And to fulfill which desire should he continue to torture his body with various kinds of austerities? A wise man who knows the truth and is therefore a knower of Brahm, such a wise man shall have this consciousness. He shall not worry himself with many words, for words are nothing but language that tortures. After having discerned and understood the knowledge of Brahm, a person should wish to remain with dispassion. He should be literally like an innocent child. Therefore, a sage is said to have realized the Atma when he has the lore of Brahm and when he has dispassion. The desires that cling to the heart and bind it, when all such desires have been shed, when all such desires have been totally discarded, then a person becomes immortal and he enjoys the bliss of Brahm on this very earth itself, in his very own lifetime itself. Then indeed, O Brahman, the person who abandons this asceticism, the person who abandons this sannyas, which is the highest spiritual life, he becomes a child murderer. He becomes the murderer of a Brahman, a knower of Brahm. He becomes a killer of the embryo. He becomes a great sinner. The person who abandons this steady life pertaining to Vishnu, the life of external and internal discipline in spiritual life, he becomes a thief. He becomes the seducer of the teacher's wife. He becomes treacherous towards friends. He becomes ungrateful. Such a person is denied all the auspicious worlds. This has also been declared in the following Vedic verse. A thief, a drinker of spurious liquor, a seducer of the teacher's wife, and one who is treacherous to a friend, he can get purified by expiation. But the person who abandons the sign of Vishnu, external or internal, which he was possessing, such a one will never be purified despite all his efforts. Abandoning the sign of Vishnu worship, external or internal, the person who reverts back to his stage of life, or to no prescribed stage of life at all, or who returns to his previous way of living before renunciation, before sannyas, to that great fool and to people of his kind, there is no liberation even in tens of millions of eons. Abandoning all other stages of life, a wise man shall live for long in the stage of life leading to liberation, in the stage of renunciation or sannyas. There is no liberation possible whatsoever for the person who has fallen from the stage leading to final bliss. having embraced asceticism, having embraced sannyas, if a person does not remain observing its laws, he is known as fallen from grace. Such is the Vedic injunction. Then indeed, O Brahmin, when a wise man has embraced this age-old spiritual life pertaining to Vishnu, and when he remains in it faithfully, following it, without transgressing it in any way, he becomes self-controlled. He becomes worthy of being remembered as auspicious. He becomes worthy of being remembered as being a true knower of the world. He becomes worthy of being remembered as a knower of Vedanta. He becomes worthy of being remembered as a knower of Brahma. He becomes worthy of being remembered as all-knowing, as omniscient, as self-luminous. He becomes the supreme God, Brahma himself. He redeems from the misery of worldly life his ancestors, his relations by marriage, his other kinsmen, his associates, and his friends. When a wise man renounces the world, then those belonging to his family become blessed in this world for 100 generations before him and for 300 generations after him. The scriptures say that a very pious mendicant monk redeems 30 generations of his family after him, 30 generations before him and 30 generations after those that follow the first 30. The Vedic teaching is that the ancestors of a wise man are redeemed if he were to say that he has renounced, even while his final breath remains in his throat. That is, even if he were to say that he has renounced just before his death. Even then, his ancestors would be redeemed. Therefore, O Brahmin, wise men have said that this age-old lore of the self, this age-old lore of the Atma, the discipline pertaining to Vishnu, this shall not be told till the person has himself realized the goal, and that too, it shall not be told to a person who has not studied the Veda. It shall not be told to the person who does not have conviction of the self, who is not convinced about the Atma. It shall not be told to a person who has not freed himself from attachment. It shall not be told to a person who has not become pure. It shall not be told to a person who has not of his own accord approached a teacher. And it shall not be told to a person who has not made sincere effort to know the Vedas. This has also been said in the following Vedic verse. Once Brahma Vidya approached the god Brahma and said, O God, guard me, for I am your treasure. Do not reveal me to a person who is envious, who is crooked, or who is crafty. In this way, I shall be of great strength. This discipline of the Atma pertaining to Vishnu, which is the lore to realize Brahma, this discipline, this lore, shall be revealed to a person only after careful test has been made that the person is of pure conduct, that he is attentive, that he is intelligent, that he observes celibacy, and that he has approached the Guru of his own accord to receive the instruction. Only after satisfying himself on all these counts should the Guru reveal the discipline of the Atma to such a deserving person. Those ascetics, Those sannyasis who have been taught the scripture by the Guru, but who do not honor the Guru in word, in thought and in deed, the Guru does not dine with such sannyasis. Similarly, good ascetics, good sannyasis, do not eat the food from those houses from where the ill-mannered sannyasis receive alms. Such is the injunction of the scriptures. The Guru is the supreme righteousness. The Guru is the Param Dharam. The Guru alone is the sole means of liberation. The person who does not honor the Guru and who gives initiation into the single syllable Om, which is Brahm, from such a one, all his scriptural learning, all his penance, and all his spiritual wisdom will ooze out of him, just as water oozes out of an unbaked clay vessel, and he becomes without any scriptural learning, he becomes without any penance, and he becomes without any spiritual wisdom whatsoever. The person who has supreme faith in God and also has the same faith in his Guru, he is a knower of Brahm, and he reaches the stage of supreme bliss. He reaches the stage of Param Anand. Such is the teaching of the Ved. Such is the Upanishad. Yes, the person who has supreme faith in God and who has the same supreme faith in his Guru, he is the knower of Brahm, and he reaches the supreme stage of bliss. He reaches the supreme stage of Param Anand. Such is the teaching of the Ved. Such is the Upanishad. This concludes the Shatyayaniya Upanishad. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.